Good afternoon. I'm Sherman Chow. First at noon, another busy start for Houston ISD's new school board and superintendent, Mike Miles. The state officially naming him to the post after taking over the largest school district in Texas. He just spoke in the last 30 minutes about being on the job for just over 24 hours, and here is some of what he said.
Quality of instruction is the leading indicator. The main job of the district is to have high-performing teachers, high-quality instruction, and principals who can supervise and coach teachers to get high-quality instruction.
That interview coming just moments after he wrapped up an information session with teachers and instructional staff. He also met with leaders at North Forest High School earlier this morning. KHOU 11 was the only news crew at the school, and our Michelle Choi spoke to the superintendent exclusively, one-on-one, and has more.
Yeah, Sherman, HISD Superintendent Mike Miles tells me he understands there's a lot of questions and concerns, which is why his #1 priority right now, he says, is to provide as much information and clarity to his faculty, especially to the staff at the 29 schools who will have to reapply for their jobs. On that list includes North Forest High School, where we are, as well as Wheatley and Cashmere and its feeder schools. This is the first big move from the district's new superintendent. KHOU 11 was the only news crew outside North Forest as Miles walked out this morning, after wrapping up what he told me was a meeting with 9 principals to talk about the upcoming reforms. The 29 schools are now part of the district's newly assigned New Education System, or NES schools. When asked if it's because some of these schools have historically struggled, Miles told me yes and no. He says currently, while some of these schools are performing well, they're still part of a feeder pattern, which he says overall is not doing well.
If you think systemically, you can't just work on 1 or 2 schools. If kids in this school feed into that school and this school is struggling, then you have the same problem year after year.
As for the existing staff members, including teachers, Miles says they're still employed with the district and that their current contract will hold in the 2023 and 24 school year, but there's no guarantee they'll stay at the same school. He says staff members will have to reapply for their jobs during the open application process. And if they aren't chosen for the position, he says they'll then be offered a different position within the district. When asked why make the teachers reapply, here's what he told me.
One of the things that works with whole-scale reform is to make sure you have an overwhelming number of high-performing teachers. And so right now it's hard to evaluate because the evaluation of teachers have not been rigorous. And so it's hard to determine that unless we go through a performance interview.
Yeah, Miles went on to tell me he's really encouraging these teachers to reapply. Now we'll have more from our one-on-one interview with the district's new superintendent later today. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Michelle. We have complete coverage of the takeover at KHOU.com. You can also see our entire interview with the new superintendent on KHOU 11 Plus on Roku and Fire TV.